Let's check in with Stormwatch 12 meteorologist Oliver Smith. I don't know if we'll use that technology quite yet, but why don't we talk about the current weather that we're seeing right now?
Yeah, it'd be nice if we be able to use that, but again, it's going to depend on how quickly that's implemented and when it can actually show up in our system as well. But let's go ahead and look at our current temperatures in our region right now. We're looking at 40s, 50s, and 60s all around. 48 in Chemult, low 50s along the coast, 50s and 60s as we head into the Rogue and Shasta valleys. Right now it's 55 in Grants Pass, 60s between Medford down towards Mount Shasta City. Already pretty warm at 67 in Mount Shasta City and 62 in Klamath Falls. 59 in Christmas Valley. So compared to 24 hours ago, we're generally between about 10 to 15 degrees warmer for East Side and for the Shasta Valley. So considerably warmer compared to yesterday. A little bit cooler in Grants Pass, but not by much, but most of us relatively close to where we were for yesterday. Humidity is up over in Lakeview, Christmas Valley, and Chemult. Apparently there's been enough showers to where it's been moistening up the atmosphere, but for the rest of the region, it's not really all that moist out there. So these showers that are over by Christmas Valley right now are probably actually reaching the ground. So that's good news overall. Now zooming all the way out a bit more, there's a little bit more activity just to the east of Klamath Falls, but this is moving from the southwest towards the northeast from the leading edge of that system from yesterday, which is now closer to our region. In fact, you can see more showers way up to our north, but this system will finally move through toward today, which is going to cool us off overall. Now today we're only forecasting highs into the mid 80s, so much cooler overall, which will feel a lot more pleasant. But we'll see sunshine early west of the Cascades, and then we'll see clouds on the increase later for today, but not expecting any rain though. Stormcast showing that we do have the clouds and the fog and the drizzle along the Oregon coast. That'll stick around throughout the day, but then we get towards the afternoon, we'll start seeing some increasing clouds throughout our region. But then that system gets a little bit closer, and that's when we're going to have the better chance of showers along the Oregon coast, and that's mainly the only place that we're going to be looking at some showers. There's an outside chance that something in the Cascades could survive, but for the rest of the region, it's just going to be pretty sunny overall. And then tomorrow morning, we could be looking at some morning clouds and afternoon sun. So high fire danger to the east of the Cascades for today for the Klamath Basin for wind gusts upwards of 40 miles an hour for this afternoon. Relatively low humidities, even though they're pretty decently high at this point, but that's what we're looking at for today. So any wildfires that do start could spread very, very easily for today. So keep that in mind if you're doing anything that could spark a fire. Forecast for today, low 80s east of the Cascades, and we're looking at generally low to mid 80s for west side valleys for today, 60 degrees for Brookings, 85 for Medford. For tonight, definitely cooler all around the region because that front will move through. We're going to be looking at 40s east of the Cascades, 40s and 50s west of the Cascades as well, so not too bad overall. Now we're going to be seeing a little bit of some smoke east of the Cascades for today from that Darlene fire, so we'll see that also as we go through tomorrow as well. So here's your forecast for the Oregon coast for the next several days. Morning fog and then eventually some afternoon sunshine. Temperatures mostly into the 60s, although there is a possibility of some stray showers once we go through Sunday, but other than that, it's going to be pretty dry throughout the region except for the drizzle for today. Northern California, you're going to stay dry for the next several days. Temperatures, though, pretty much into the 80s. We could touch 90 degrees possibly on Friday. Klamath Basin, cooler for today, 82, 77 for Thursday, and then we stay pretty much into the 80s with a little bit more cloud cover the weekend, but stays dry. Cascades, 60s for today, looking about 68, up at about 5,000 feet, and maybe a few showers possible on Saturday. Otherwise, it's going to stay dry as well. And for the Rogue Valley, mid-80s today, a little bit cooler for tomorrow. Some morning clouds, afternoon sun. The temperatures come up, but not getting drastically hot, at least into the 80s.